Welcome to Can Angels Fly. I'm Nancy, and I'm here for a May 2018 Aquarius rant. Of course, many of my rants are my personal gripes, and I have a major gripe, and I'm trying not to let it take me over. But before I go into the actual rant, I just want to pull a few cards to see what they have to say about myself or anyone that may be in this particular phase in their life or going through this particular issue in their life. But I want to see, of course, what the cards say first. Five of Cups, starting off good. Because the Five of Cups talks about that disappointment, the sadness, the life regrets, and the emotional turmoil one faces. Is crying over spilt milk. It's the woulda, shoulda, coulda card, and it's in reverse, pointing back to the Four of Cups. And with this Five of Cups in reverse, pointing back to the Four of Cups, that suggests that there are two particular scenarios that this Five of Cups in reverse can be foretelling of. One is that the four is the number of stability, it's groundedness, it's the foundation of one's emotional state. With the cups, it's the catalyst from which a person leaps off or moves from to perform with whatever activities they're going to partake in life. You can start off from a state of happiness in anything you can do. You can start off from a state of disappointment with anything you do. You can start off with a state of depression with anything you're going to do in life. The other interpretation of the Four of Cups is basically talking about that foundation being grounded, because four is a grounded number. It's balance, it's harmony, it's give and take, it's reciprocal. And so it just talks about moving through the Five of Cups, the sadness, the regrets, the emotional turmoil, and getting grounded is like getting your second wind. So we'll see which interpretation it leads more toward in this particular card reading that I'm performing before my Aquarius rant. But the Five of Cups started off this reading in alignment with how I'm feeling. I'm crying over spilt milk. Why am I crying over spilt milk? Because of the choices I made. And the choices that I made were based on my soul. They've been based on my upbringing, and I thought I was doing the right thing. However, I find myself being or feeling like I am not being appreciated. And that's what this video is about, but I'm gonna move forward. The next card is the Page of Wands in reverse, not being appreciated. Of course, my ear itch now. Allergies, so I was out in the yard, fingernails dirty, digging up dandelions, trying to make dandelion coffee and dandelion jelly and stuff like that. Don't mind me none. As I shake my ear and hawk. This is an Aquarius rant, so I can do whatever. Anyway, back to the cards. The Page of Wands in reverse, not being appreciated, is really the gripe that I have, and what this Aquarius rant is all about. How can the Page of Wands fit in? Well, he's a messenger. He's young, often inexperienced. And then you think about young folks, they have particular interests, or people that are just fiery, on the move, constantly on the go. They have their own particular aims and ambitions. They're expressing themselves in a particular way. Anyway, this Page of Wands as a messenger in reversing a blockage in the message. The inability for a message to be forwarded or released. It's just, you ain't hearing nothing about the fire, about the inspiration, about being appreciated. And his back is turned to the Five of Cups. My sadness, my regrets, my fears, my crying over spilt milk, my emotional turmoil or turbulence that will either be a catalyst how I'm feeling to move forward in life, or I'll just go through it. It's just a phase and it'll level out and I'll catch my second wind. Even though I don't get the messenger from the Page of Wands, the appreciation, the gestures of appreciation. What are the gestures of appreciation that I'm not receiving as this Aquarius? Well, it's just this, it's in every aspect of my life. And it's just insane to me how I don't get appreciation, but then it falls into something else. Again, this is Aquarius Rant. There's no order to it. I'm just consulting the cards and presenting this video just in case it has some vital information to help someone, not only myself, but someone else. And to share, to let those that may be facing or dealing with the same or similar issue that you're not alone. Now, in my life, I was one of 4 children, 3 older brothers, no appreciation. I have 5 children. I was married for 16 years, no appreciation in any form. I can't say in any form. It's just like, it really has something to do with the second house of Taurus. My second house is inflicted. It has boundaries set up. And so I understand that others, people outside of myself, can do no more than my astrological energies permit them to do or how to respond in my life. What am I saying? I'm saying, yes, out of people's mouths, oh, you're a good mother, or you're a good sister, or you're a good friend. But when it really comes to appreciation, I'm talking about appreciation like opportunities or financials, or compensation. It's always this boundary that exists toward my second house, something that builds up my sense of well-being and stability and enjoyment in life, tending to my wants and personal needs, those kind of things that appreciation shown in the manners that would support me one way or another. Why do I always have to be independent? I'm tired of being independent. And it goes into so many various, it branches off in so many different directions. I'll try to make it clear during the course of this rant. Anyway, I can either really have my current emotional state be a callous for whatever else I do, which is not good, or I can go through this, catch a second wind, and just continue to move forward and do what I do, which is being self-sufficient, independent, living life the way I see fit. But I'll come back to that. The next card is the 8 of Wands in reverse, pointing back to the 7 of Wands. I was just going to do it the way that I see fit. That's why I'm going to read the cards first. 8 is the obsessive compulsive energy. Is repetitive. It is, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like, what's the, obsessive compulsive energy. It's just this putting forth so much energy. And that's what I find myself in my life doing. I put up so much energy over and over again. In the card before this, which is the 7 of Wands, the relationships or partnerships that I have. Any type of relationship or partnership, I find that I put forth more energy than others. And I have, in the course of my life, attempted to learn how to pull back. But when I'm ready to go, when it's time to go, I go to work. I get busy. And my Virgo energy steps in and I complete the task. And it is to a level of perfection. Why have to do it twice when you can do it once and do it right? And so I know how to go ahead and move forward, and I get in this, what do you want to call it, this state of mind. I vibe on a certain level. I jump on this wave and I ride it to completion. And so by that being a natural response to how I perform or do, I've had to adjust myself and my partnerships with others. I have to pull back. I have to consistently say no. But I'm so efficient at what I do that these people, all these different contracts that I have, everybody will keep coming back obsessively, compulsively, stalk level to volunteer me for any given task, but yet there's never any appreciation. And that's interesting. I'm going to show you these cards, and I'm just going to read the cards because I'm ranting, I'm mad, I'm just tired of it, and I can't make it break. 5 of Cups, crying over spilled milk, whining, emotionally upset, going through some form of turmoil, emotional turmoil, due to some emotional attachment or connection. In reverse, pointing back to that 4, I don't know if I said 5 of Cups. This is 5 of Cups pointing back to the 4 Cups. Either I'm just going to go through the phase once again and catch my second wind, reground myself, and move forward. Otherwise, the way I feel will deeply continue to affect and influence me, including all works that I do from here on out. What is the issue that I'm really griping about? A lack of appreciation from children, ex-significant others, family members, some people here on YouTube, just a lack of appreciation. Anyway, this Page of Wands represents those that have the fire. They have the ability to say or to do or to perform a task of granting me the honor of appreciation, but they don't. His back is turned. But he is looking at the 8 of Wands, obsessive, compulsive use of one's vital life force energy and fabulous self-expression, seeing the vision or the bigger picture, being able to work hard and long with a fine-tooth comb, dotting all the I's, crossing all the T's, etc., in the card before this 8 of Wands, in active partnerships, all that I engage. Before I continue to rant, I just want to read some cards. I just want to know if they can give me an answer to this. The next card is the King of Wands in reverse. Now, the King of Wands is directly related to our fire signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. But for this reading, the cards have to be pointing to the energy of fire. And fire is about being motivated, being able to motivate others, being able to stay personally motivated, to inspire, to see the bigger picture, the bigger vision. Is about being self-confident and a leader. You know, those kind of bold energies. King is highly active, always busy, not only tending to his business, but those up under his care. However, he's in reverse. So this can suggest that one, possibly me, is displaying the negative qualities of the King of Wands in reverse. Let's talk about the signs and the possible negative expressions they may have. Under Aries, it's this impulsive energy, and it's being a leader, but it's also being bully. You know, the ram has the horns, so it rams their way in. I ram my way in. That could be the case, but it could also represent those others, because this line has been moving through the others and how they are responding to me, whoever those others are, whether in my personal life or my professional life. As I testified here, if I use the spirit of no and say no, and I mean no, they go into a stalking mode, ram's head, in order to coerce me or lock me into performing the task that they need to perform. And I'm not going to jump ahead. Let's talk about the next fire energy. The next fire energy after Aries is Leo. Leo, negative quality of Leo is self-righteousness, self-centered. And again, that is a very Leo energy. And it's also the energy of not showing appreciation or not being appreciated for one's fabulous self-expression, for one's courage, one's bravery, one's acts, those kind of things. So this King of Wands is a representation, not of myself, but the others, as this sequence of cards were moving, telling the story that I'm having a gripe about. And then Sagittarius, the bigger picture, only seeing the bigger picture, one's own personal bigger picture, only seeing their vision of a life in the world and what they want or what they need to be supported. And so it just shows what I'm griping about, what I've been talking about. It is, and wow. And I want you to pay attention to this as I move forward and begin this Aquarius rant, because I'm to the point, I'm angry and I'm ready to cry. That my reading starts off with this Five of Cups. I'm ready to cry. I am so disappointed and upset, and I'm tired. Not even the spirit of no works. No works. People do not care. People don't care about my wants and needs, whether physical or emotional. They don't care. But we'll get into why. Even though this King of Wands shows somewhat why. And what I wanted to point out is that the next three cards after this Five of Cups in reverse, pointing back to the Four of Cups, my sadness, my regret, my emotional dissatisfaction. It's all fire cards. Fire cards. 3 fire cards on one little water card. Now, we know fire and water are arch enemies. My emotion and my emotional state are overrun by other people's fire, other people's desires and wants. And so many are preoccupied with self and their own aims and their own focus and their own fulfillment. Oh, I forgot to say, I'll bring it up in a minute, that they don't even take the time to show appreciation in any form. That's deep. Now, I'll point out this Eight of Wands that's in reverse, pointing back to the 7. 8 goes with the House of Scorpio. And that the House of Scorpio talks about other people's influence, other people's resources, and how others interaction or exchange with another can basically make or break them. Me, I'm broken up emotionally, but there may be hope because this card is in reverse. There's 5 cups. It's in reverse, pointing back to the 4 cups. I have to keep saying it to remind myself. I got to hold on to something. And so it just talks about a person's level of commitment and investment and how much they're willing to support, the depth in which they're really willing to go in connection to the card before this, the act of partnership. Me and them, or me and you, or whoever I'm interacting with. What is the level of investment one is committed, willing to go? Won't even give appreciation or acknowledgement or move forward on how can I say, paying it forward. And I'm talking about in all different ways. The King of Wands in reverse talks about ramming in and being pushy and aggressive about one's own desires and wants and needs. Under Leo, the selfishness, the self-righteousness, the narcissistic energy, and Sagittarius only seeing their bigger picture and their vision for the world, for the world or for life, but not taking me into consideration. Lack of appreciation is my big gripe for May 2018. I am so tired and I am so irritated with all of it. The next card is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups talks about the day-to-day routine and all the fine details that take place. For the most part, Many of us have a regimen that we follow, a schedule, but then there are some variations because you don't know what's going to happen from day to day. The cups represents those things that one is attached to or connected with, Mm. And I'm going to put the Six of Cups underneath this Five of Cups in reverse, pointing back to the Four of Cups. And that's what I knew. I knew it. I knew it. I knew it. That is so crazy. But okay, what am I tripping on? That the Six of Cups and the Five of Cups equals 11. 11 reduces down to 2. What did I say? It was about my second house Taurus. It's these restrictions that exist. I don't want to forget to say that the second house of Taurus also talks about what you value, what some really one appreciates, someone loves. And, you know, that's deep. That's deep. It was something else I was going to say. So, again, the cups represent attachment, connections. So, for each individual that I'm attached to in any form, fashion, or way, any contract that I have, these contracts with others, these interactions I have with others, I can't call them exchanges. These are one or the other. How can I say this? Each day is 7 days in a week, 365 days a year. I am interacting with someone every day, at least one every day. Sometimes 2, sometimes 5, sometimes 6, sometimes 11. It's a busy day. Always connected and attached to those that only care about their desires and aims and passions or desires. Their commitment is not there. It's not there. Not showing appreciation. Well, thank you, cards, for coming through as you have. And then as I shared here is that the 6 and 5 equals 2, and it talks about value. What is value? What do we hold valuable in this world? Now, I'm going to put myself, I guess, on flame, but that's okay. I don't give a damn. Anybody know me? I'm an Aquarius. Well, this is an Aquarius rant, so this is obvious. That I don't have 26-inch hair down my back. I don't have a 26-inch waist. So in my culture, in my community, I'm not appreciated because I don't fit the standard quo. I don't fit the ideal of what one may say is beautiful. But this is the catch. And this is another thing that keeps people from appreciating me, is that I'm okay with me. I love me. I'm fly. And I know I'm fly. It's okay that I don't fit the standard of beauty. So there's my ego and my arrogance. Another reason why people don't appreciate me is because I do have a healthy level of self-esteem, because I am a bit arrogant. So any other outside that does not show appreciation has an issue with me having a healthy level of self-esteem. And then if it's not that, then it goes back until it hasn't popped up. Somewhat. This is the Six of Cups, the things that I connect to, that I'm attached to, that I perform those works in, how I express my fabulous self-expression in, that I was saying that I have somewhat of a perfectionist kind of spirit that comes over me when I get involved and attached and engaged in whatever activity or duty there is, and I move full forward, taking into account, dotting all my I's, crossing all my T's. I have a perfectionist spirit. Guess what? The interesting thing about it is that, again, ramming in, because I get the job done. I get it done the first time. It's complete. Why have to do it a second time? And so that perfectionist spirit and my fabulous self-expression is something that is in hot demand. Hot demand, hot demand. I call myself a Jill of all trade, like a Jack of all trade, Jill of all trade. In this case, Nancy of all trades. I get the job done. And that perfectionist spirit incites jealousy in others. That is another reason that there's a lack of appreciation for all that I do. Then, on top of it, you're talking about what we value as people. I'm not valued because I don't have, again, the 26-inch hair and the 26-inch waist. I'm not valued as for culturally. Culturally, I am not valued because I don't engage in some of the things some of my peers engage in. I'm not valued. Like I said, I was out in the yard pulling up dandelions to make dandelion coffee grinds and dandelion jelly. That ain't what they do in my hood. So I'm not appreciated. I'm looked at and what is the word? Disliked. I can't think of the word. Disliked. It is insane. But the same people will come and request my energy to do something for them. It's always someone coming to request or want or try to take or need. Now, I believe in helping. I read my astrological, my natal chart, natal chart, natal chart. And I understand that I have services to perform. That's a natural part of me. I'm cool with that. But it's the lack of appreciation. So only the best thing I can figure is that I got some type of karmic debt from a past life. I'm like, when is this mother gonna be paid up? Enough is enough. Enough is enough. But I'm gonna move forward. But it's really about value, not being valued for me, one reason or another, and it's really an irritant. It's really, really an irritant. And I work with others, and I work with others well. However, it's like this, it just goes back to here, the sense of entitlement that people have nowadays, the sense of entitlement that exists across the border. If you don't fit the value, a person's value, like morally and you just culturally, you don't fit their value, then you don't hold value. Even next to someone who is in some form or way incompetent. That's a nice way I can say it. Anyway, I'm ranting. I'm pissed. I'm just tired of this mess. Anyway, going to the next card, the Three of Pentacles, and that's what it's about because it's the small social network. It's the people that you frequent. It's the familiar spirits. It's those that you have exchanges with in order to learn. And I've attempted to, in the course of my life, to learn what was taking place. It took a long time for me to come to understand what was taking place. Long time. About the lack of value, because this ain't new. This is not new. To the point that I have withdrawn, and I withdraw from people. See, they say Aquariuses are aloof and loners, and, so we got this weird thing going on. We seem, in my case, I can be apart, but whenever I am apart, I'm not valued from one reason or another. And it incites hate and envy and jealousy, and overall, it's just this lack of appreciation, this unwillingness to acknowledge who I am and my contribution as an individual person. Anyway, this Three of Pentacles. Now, the Pentacles represents the physical world, the tangible world. It does include, but it's not limited to one's personal wants and needs and desires. In this physical body, we are vulnerable. We need things. We have our urges, your physicality. and its demands. And so the Three of Pentacles talks about going to have to work with others in order to bring about those wants and needs, or to fulfill urges and desires. 3 is an odd number, therefore it's always potential for instability about if you can go have these exchanges with others to learn or not. I have tried to learn, but there seems to be no answer. No answer. That's why I can sum it up and say it has to be karmic. When does this madness and insanity end? As you see here, 1 plus 2, 1 plus 2 equals 3. This is me and my value. See, my value amongst my peers is something that people don't understand. How can you love yourself, but you don't fit the status quo? How can you get in this flow and fly, and ride this wave and to the point of perfectionism? Why? Because of stereotypes that exist. I don't fit, Aquarius. I don't fit into what people think I should fit into, or I'm not who people think that I should be, or who I am, or how I should respond, or even it's the issue about spirituality in the Black community. A lot of folks, we waking up though, are all in the churches and stuff. Well, I'm outside of that. I don't fit that. And so it is my value. It's what I love. It's what I personally appreciate versus what others love and value and appreciate, and their morals and values. I'm at odds, it seems, with everyone, one way or another. I got that. Come on, cards. The Strength card. The Strength card is the first major arcana card. And let's talk about the major arcana card as a message from divinity, talking directly to me and people that are in my same situation or something similar, where they just ain't getting no appreciation from their spouse, or from their lover, or from their children, or from their employer, or just nothing. Just ain't getting nothing. What? Strength, endurance, overcoming one's lower nature, and all those urges and desires, one being anger, strength. What I'm doing is I'm just staring at this card because I'm looking for a new message. I need a new message. Now what I see is this woman, and she is literally prying open the mouth of the lion. So he must be trying to keep it closed. Yeah. Keep it closed. And she says, open your mouth so that I can see what you have in your mouth. Oh, I see a wound. See, that's how tarot cards work. I see a wound. And why do I say I see a wound? Not only is she prying open his mouth like you would do one of your pets. Let me see what you have in your mouth. What are you trying to eat on that you shouldn't be eating on? Or what do you have caught in your jaw? Not only is that, then his little paw is up in the air as if he's been hurt or injured. She's saying, let me see your wounds. So, Divine is saying, take account, Nancy, and other people in the same situation or a similar situation in which you are not being appreciated for your works, your wounds that are being created. That the wounds, the lion represents the anger, the fierceness, the aggression, and other lower responses. Take heed, pay attention to those wounds and pluck the root out. Y'all stop. I gotta stop and pluck the root out. All right, Divine, I hear you. And I say that because, I said earlier I was out in the yard plucking dandelions up from the root. Pluck it out. See, I was earthing, I was grounding. Pluck that root out. Stay in your highest level, your highest vibration, integrity. Oh, I never noticed she has a crown on too. She has a crown on. Okay. I feel you, God. I hear you, God. The next card is the Two of Cups in reverse, pointing back to the Ace of Cups. The Ace is acknowledging my desire to connect, to have that sense of belonging, to have the opportunity to have experiences that offer love. Again, the sense of belonging, connectiveness. It also ultimately talks about love. Love. And I'm not just talking about romantic love. I'm talking about friendship love, collaboration love. Love is mutual respect, those kind of things. The two is in reverse. Not having the opportunity to have that connection, to have that sense of belonging, not vibing on the same level. Now, we have 3 cards. I have 3 cards here on the table. Remember, it's the 5 of cups, the 6 of cups, which equals 11, plus 2 more is 13, reducing down to 4. Tend to your emotional state, the emotionally catalyst, that emotional foundation, the root, tend to it, pluck, 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 tend to it, Nancy. And those like Nancy, this is just an Aquarius rant. I'm angry and I'm tired. I am this first card, the 5 of cups in reverse. I'm going to work through this. I'm going to work through this. And this is what the Aquarius rant is about. Getting it all out. Sharing that, you know, I'm human too. You're not alone. I got my issues. And right now I'm just heated. And so I'm going to read this next card and tell you what has just created this fire in me that I have to tend to, I have to extinguish. I got to pluck the root out. Anyway, 9 of Swords in reverse, pointing back to the 8 of Swords. Talk about the 9. 9 corresponds with the house of Sagittarius. Sagittarius is the adventurer. And he is, what is it called? I've been trying to think of it. Half horse, half man. The horse talks about running free, unbridled passion. It's like somewhat like the monkey mind, just going and free and it is this rapid energy, and you just move and doing the wild horse thing, you know, mane flying in the air, no cares, nobody trying to tame you or anything like that. Going for what you know. And then there is the higher man, the other half of what is it called? I forgot. Half horse, half man. The half man part. Now, the man part talks about, okay, comes a time when you have to stop. You got to think things over. You got to think about the whole process. You got to work things out. You got to work the glitches out, and you have to have a bigger picture. Your goal is to fulfill the bigger picture, the agenda, your vision, that kind of thing. But you can't do it if you're running free and wild like a horse and there are no restraints. You have to have some restraints. So this 9 of Swords tells me that either run like the wild horse and be free, and there's no one to restrain you or nothing to restrain you. Or, Nancy, you are restrained for a reason. You study and you learn, and you are inspired to do so because your level of wisdom is expanding. You can't have both. You can't have the wild running freedom, and you can't have the intellectual development and the spiritual development. I guess you can with the wild horse. It's just a different pathway to spiritual development. But it's a choice. I'm going to vote and say that I deal with the the man's part of that particular creature. So more intellectual, calm, restraint, focused, and discipline, focusing and increasing the source, the level of intelligence, the intellect, the knowledge, the awareness. And I try to do so through various social means. However, the cards have shown that there's a lack of appreciation. I already know that. And so I'm inquiring with the cards for myself and for those that may be dealing again with a similar situation or something familiar, where there's a lack of appreciation for what you do, your works, and your commitment. But others come aggressively like the ramming in and demanding your input, your energy, your time, your influence, your expertise, but yet there's no form of reciprocity, a lack of appreciation. And then there is this wound that is growing from the lower nature, the discontent, the anger is beginning to growl, and it says, pluck it out now, pluck it out now. And it has to do with one's value, personal value, how you see yourself, how you rate yourself, as well as the others and what they value, and how there's a discrepancy between your personal value and the value of your works versus with the other values, period. There's a discrepancy. And therefore, that discrepancy, one way or another, examples I gave is people don't dig that I can be a perfectionist. People don't dig that I don't have low self-esteem. Or people don't dig that I don't fit the standard of beauty, as if what they believe is the all in all. I guess it is. Because after years and years of a lack of appreciation, pluck it out. Anyway, it makes it very difficult to form true bonds. Anyway, back to this Nine of Swords in reverse. So talking about the house of Sagittarius, going out and having life experiences as one who thinks, who contemplates, who learns, who grows intellectually, who expands their horizon, not a person that just runs wild and free. Okay, I've gathered some information, I know some facts, I have some truth, I got heightened intuition, all these things. Well, this Nine of Swords is in reverse, pointing back to the Eight of Swords. Eight, remember, is obsessive compulsive energy. It's repetitive, over and over again, thinking, planning, ideas, thoughts, communications. And so I kind of feel like this is like what is in has to come out. And so it's this obsessive spilling of the knowledge that I have. I always have to make room, like I do here on YouTube, because I'm prone to constantly learn and to perceive in order to understand, hopefully, to grow physically as well as spiritually. But what else does the Eight talk about? And remember, it points to the house of Scorpio, and Scorpio talks about tantric things, tantric sex, and that might go with the wild horse moments in time. It also talks about the influence of others and if they can commit or if they cannot commit. What one knows and commitment, beliefs and commitment, partnership, terms and conditions. Yes, this is talking about partnerships, terms and conditions, and why this Two of Cups will not come together. It's the information that I have. It's the knowledge. Some knowledge, some knowing, some intuition, just information. It also represents the social circle, going back into the status quo or the group thinking. The group thinking, see, all in all, I just don't think like the group. So how can you appreciate somebody that ain't from your group? However, that individual, in this case, myself or someone similar to me similar to me, may have what you need. That's some deep stuff. And I bring that up because I said I was going to say what's really got me, fired up and very upset is, again, it's a lack of appreciation. Sometimes I look back and I just feel like, well, where was the support? Where was the support ever? Even when I try to pull away from people, I say no. I mean, it's gotten where others have been aggressive under this fire energy, aggressive. That's why I call it a narcissistic energy. You're getting aggressive with me because I say no about my energy, my time, or my space, or my resources, or support, whatever the case may be, that a person may have been seeking. And I say no, because in the past it has shown me you don't understand the law of reciprocity or compensation or anything. So for what? No, I'll keep my gifts to myself. But again, it must go back to some type of karmic debt I got. I can't find it. I can't locate it, but it's unwinding, untwining in this life. And so after that, I say no. They don't understand the spirit of no, gets to aggression. Then I withdraw. I pull away. And I go into hibernation and things like that. Do I want to? No. But I must for my own safety and my own well-being. And still, they come, they seek. Now, I don't mind doing anything for anybody. But when it's consistent, non-reciprocity, no reciprocity, no compensation, none. Or, again, the group thinking, the group mind, where I or someone like myself may not hold any value, much value, relative to that particular group mind, group setting. Group can be an individual set, as far as I'm concerned, an individual person, whatever the case may be. And I possess something because my value is great, but I'm just not a part of the group mind or the group thinking or how they do. Yet they will attempt to inquire or hire, or it ain't even really hire. And it's just always something. And I see it, but in all this, I understand what's taking place. In my life, it took a long time to get here. I understand it. I have attempted to alleviate the situation. It's not being alleviated. It's from one person to the next. Like I got dumb ass you can use on my fucking forehead, and that's not the case. It becomes the cliches and the what do you call it? I can't think of the term. When you put somebody in a particular box and want them to fit there because of a set of qualities or circumstances or situations surrounding that entity or that individual, in this case me. I can't think of the word. I get so lots of words. Oh man. I see it, but I can't get it out. Anyway, I'm just ranting. I'm pissed. 8 of Pentacles is a whole lot of eights. Got the 8 of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles, and with some, there's 9 of Swords in reverse, pointing back to the 8 of Swords. 3 eights basically on the table, and it's talking about other people and the influence. Now, the 8 of Pentacles represents excessive compulsive work. It's being efficient. It's being practical. It's being the workaholic. It's being an expert. It's having the ability to cross all your dot your I's and cross all your T's, doing all the works. And it's also other people's influence and how they value you versus, like I said, there's a difference between the value that people hold for me and the value I have for myself. And this is a discrepancy there that keeps the 2 of Cups from happening. Answer, please. Answer, please. Only one answer I've seen thus far is the Strength card. It's just pluck personally. It's pointing to me. Pluck out the anger. Pluck out the disappointment. Rise above the situation and the occasion. But how can I, universe, when it is still not being resolved? There's nothing that one can do in this world without being able to work with others successfully. With that being said, I also acknowledge that I have very powerful energy that moves forward and can move forward aggressively. It is bold. It is confident. It is fear. It is inspiring. I am I can be a workaholic. I can get in that wave and that vibration. I understand that I'm willing to help, and I do help. And I understand that people will take that for granted. I take all these things into consideration. Um, and I work to try to balance it in every arena. This is one of my major life challenges I'm dealing with. I'm sharing with you, you ladies and gentlemen, here on YouTube during this May 2018 Aquarius Rant, because today, a person, it was interesting, and I love this person. They get readings from me all the time, and I love them. And they wanted to read, and they didn't want it for free or anything. But I'm just seeing how persons spotlight. This person was spotlighting an issue I was already dealing with personally. So when they, registered, I was like, well, dang, how you gonna hit on exactly what I'm dealing with? So universe wants me to deal with this, wants me to deal with it, and I know it does. But I'm something I'm missing. I'm too close to it in this life or something, because I can't figure it out. I'm trying. I've been trying for years, and it just seems to have no end. It has no end. And universe, again, in my heart, it said, go out today. Today, it rained so hard and so long today. I was like, shoot, the soil's soft. I'm going to go out here and pluck these dandelions up. I'm going to dig them up from the root. I'm out in the yard digging up. I'm dug up half the yard, digging up dandelions and the root. And this card said, pluck it out, pluck it out, pluck it out. Don't let it settle. And I can dig that. Don't let it settle. Don't let it settle. So, I mean, I'm not being funny, y'all. This for real. This is a major life issue lesson that I'm dealing with personally. And I know that there are other people out there like myself or something similar. And so I was hoping that I could find some answer other than just pluck it out. I can appreciate it, and I do digging, and I'm attempting to, but I need more information. And I've been trying to discover how to dig deeper. And because I guess what it is my expectations is that I want to be appreciated. I want to be acknowledged for my work. I'm not asking for celebrity status, but I'm asking for something that another would want. I'm still human. What another wants. I don't want no pat on no shoulder. I ain't no damn pet. That kind of thing. Real live appreciation in relationships. In a relationship, love, commitment, roses and flower. I want the romance. I want the whole thing. I want the business partner. Why shouldn't I? I'm a human, and I work at a level of mastery, and I'm still growing. I keep challenging myself more and more every day. That's what I do. I love it like that. As a sibling, appreciate me in a way of, if I call you, be there. Because when you call me, I'm there. And I guess that's what bothers me on an emotional level. Let me stop. This is getting so long. But this is Aquarius Rant. This shit been bothering me. That I am there 100%, always have been. Whatever a person needs, I don't even ask no questions. What the fuck I'm gonna ask questions for? If you call me about something and you need it, I got it. I got you. But then when the time comes that I need something, I call upon you, not there. That doesn't make any sense to me. They say when you do stuff, you're supposed to do it free and let it go. No, we live in the physical world. And the physical world is demanding. It has its requirements. There's necessities. Now, if you just can't meet what I may ask for, then you can't meet it. But can you offer something? And when I talk about respect and reciprocity, it could be anything from needing a shoulder, to cry on. It could be financial support, financial payment. It can be love. It can be, well, I'm past like babysitting, but there are so many different resources that exist in this physical world that we each have readily accessible to us on various levels, various items, or whatever you want to call it. It varies per person. So we all have something to give at some point in time, you know, and I can't understand that I'm undervalued. And primarily, like the cards are suggesting, and I do see in my life, that it is due to me not fitting the status quo. That's insanity. Insanity. Like even here on YouTube, it's amazing. I bought this up a few months ago. I'm still at 7,700 subscribers over the last 2 years. That is amazing to me. I don't get it. I don't get it. And that's what I'm saying. Think this energy is bigger than just people. That's what I say, got to be karmic or something, because what does YouTube have to do with it? I'm not really dealing with YouTube or Google, but yet I've been stuck at 77 subscribers for 2 years. That's insane to me. So what I'm saying is this is a spiritual thing that's happening. And I don't know if anybody know anything about this. I don't know how to deal with this, rectify the situation. I don't like leaving loose ends hanging. I had 6 more minutes. Okay, finally, another major arcana card is the Hangman in the reverse. Now, as I said, the major arcana is divinity. It's divinity having a conversation directly with me and those in a similar situation, dealing with a similar situation. Now we have the Hangman in reverse. Let's talk about the Hangman who's upright, just stuck in this scenario here, just stuck with this energy. Watching, like people watching, just watching, evaluating, being stuck in suspense, and just not feeling courageous enough to move forward, just being stuck, fixated even. Thank goodness he's in reverse, because this is the release. You see, his foot is tied by this rope. It's entangled in this rope. And so imagine me moving my foot back and forth. I get to fall off, and now I finally get to walk away. I wonder what a little foot mean. Little foot is crossing a figure 4. I was thinking about ballet, and I can't remember what that was, but can't remember what that particular pose was for. But spinning, yeah, spinning free. I don't know if you can see it, that over around his head are little petals, and all that did was remind me of being out in the yard digging up the dandelions, and I plucked all the yellow petals from the dandelion's head. And so maybe I will, at today, as I was performing that task of digging up dandelions to make coffee, the roots for coffee grinds and the dandelion head for jelly, it's maybe I was, as I'm going through the grounding process as well, dealing in the earth, that I release myself from the situation. Because the Hangman in reverse just talks about being released, working your way out of a tricky situation, something that one is stuck in. It's no longer being in stasis, but oh wow, and there are plenty of roots here too. I never noticed that. Lots of roots, lots of roots. Now, how do I overcome this? Because it's heavy to me, heavy on my heart. Is that the Hangman in reverse is looking at the Strength card. It says release, pluck it out. Again, the roots with him and the petals, pluck it out. What I was doing earlier today. Pluck out what? Remember, the lion has something in his mouth or in his paw, pluck it out. Lion represented the lower nature, the anger, the disappointment, the sadness, pluck it out. Overcome, rise to one's higher self. I thought I had been doing that. I know in this moment, this vulnerable moment, this weak moment, of complaints, complaints, and complaints. I'm just tired of it. Next card is the Six of Pentacles. What do I want to manifest? Make it a part of my daily routine, my schedule, all that I do, even when there are varied changes. Make sure it is expressing what you ultimately want to manifest in your life. Now, what I want to do is I'm kind of looking at these cards from a different perspective. In the perspective, I'm just looking at them deep. I usually just call the numbers off, but I want to look at the imagery on these cards. On the Six of Pentacles, there is a crucifix in a field, it seems like, in the horizon. It's coming over the sun. It actually looks like some type of a field to me. A field with the sun coming up. The sun is coming up, therefore it's in the east. It's bright as beaming. Okay, the sun coming up to nourish something. And the cross of the crucifix can be a scarecrow, could be adhered to it to make sure that the crows don't eat the crops. And so it's talking about the Six of Pentacles. Based on that, one pentacle is talking about the harvest and overseeing it and tending to it, and it getting enough sun and doing whatever it takes to make sure that it's not attacked by the enemy or any opposing energies, such as these narcissistic, pushy entities that desire one's personal vital life force energy to eat it up. There are people that will eat up your energy and don't give a care. They just keep on moving. The next pentacle, now what I'm doing is looking at these pentacles close for to enhance the message for myself and those in a similar situation as myself who don't feel appreciated. That it ain't about feeling appreciated. It's who's not appreciated, who's not receiving the appreciation equivalent to their value for their works. Anyway, the next pentacle is a pentacle with a heart, living from the heart, living from the heart. That to me goes with the Strength card, living from the heart. Love. And love is supposed to be unconditional, but to me that doesn't fly with me here in this physical realm, because everything in this realm is based on some form of condition. However, the heart also represents one's personal heart, and then manifest from the heart, move from the heart, do the works that, and so what that says to me is that a lot of the works that I do perform are from the heart. Am I doing it for unconditional purposes? Hell no. But my works are from my heart, and the context is that it's how I really do. Heart, Leo, 5th house, fabulously express myself. I see. What is that? Shh. Apologize. Is that thunder? Oh. Just pause. Something strange. The next pentacles. After I just want to know what this next card is. The Seven of Wands in reverse, pointing back to the Six of Wands, just saying, watch who I keep partnerships with, active partnership with day to day, the involvement in the works that I do and how I use my vital life force energy. Again, there are terms and conditions anytime there's a contract. Ooh, that's something that I wanted to deal with the horns. So I'm coming back to the Six of Pentacles, and I'm closing this Aquarius rant down. I'm getting somewhere. I got a little something out of it. I know to pluck it out. I know that, and to keep it moving. Keep it moving. Pluck it out so I won't get stuck. But what I want to talk about here in the Seven of Wands are these creatures at the bottom that directly relate to our zodiac signs. And of course, we know that's a hog. That's a boar or a bull. Oh, it's the bull, the Taurus, in the Aries realm. Okay, that's what I thought it was. And I bring that up because the bull and the Taurus, I've been studying the the animals themselves associated with the zodiac signs, and I recognize that there are some that have horns. They are horned, very, very dangerous creatures, like the bull. They said a bull should never, ever be trusted. And I'll go into detail in another video when I'm through with that particular research. But the bull is horned as well as the ram, and they fight. Who fights? The rams fight for with leadership or authority, that to become the alpha male. They buck horns. And I mean, it goes on, they say, for hours and hours and hours till one of them gives and submits. And so that's the level of aggression and commitment in partnerships and contracts. You go up to battle. And so what am I saying about these horns and about it being dangerous in partnerships? I remember this quote. I wonder if I can quote it verbatim. I'm not sure. But it said the person, I don't know who wrote it. I just seen it one day. I woke up, I was real depressed. This is about 6-7 years ago. And I woke up and I was laying over the bed backwards, reading upside down. And what I saw, one of my son actually had written it on a little cabinet that we had. And he wrote it in marker along the rim of it. It says the person least interested in maintaining the relationship rules the relationship. And I was reading that upside down. I was like, that's what I woke up to. It said the person least interested, don't give a fuck about maintaining the relationship or the partnership or the connection, whatever that kind of partnership or connection is. It don't matter. The person least interested in maintaining that partnership rules the partnership. That was deep, and it showed the essence of people. Like, dang, the person that don't even care get to rule the partnership. That's interesting. Anyway, I don't even know where I was going. And then we have the lobster, and the lobster goes to, I can't think, but I know the eagle goes to Scorpio. Wait, is the eagle the Scorpio? Yeah, eagle is Scorpio, because there are three icons, animals, totem. I've talked about totem poles before, relative to Scorpio, and three are the scorpion. That's what we're familiar with, and I'm just rambling at the close of this. I'm going back to the Six of Pentacles before I close this video up, though. It is the scorpion, the stinger. Who stings you? See, that's the 8th house of Scorpio. Who stings you? The others. The others' impact or influence or what they're capable of doing. They're able to sting you, to hurt you, to plant the seed within the foot of the lion, or in his mouth, or in his jaw, or just in life, in a person's life, their interjection. They sting you, and from that stinger, from the poison within the scorpion, you die. And then there is the phoenix. The phoenix is the bird that is known to rise up out of the ashes from death and come up out of the ashes. So where am I at now? I've been sitting in suspense, going through this emotional turmoil because I have been burnt over and over again. Why? Because of a lack of appreciation, most likely due to narcissistic individuals or the spirit of, and this lack of value held by lack of value toward me and my works and people that are familiar, have similar experiences. It's about the lack of being valued. We ain't talking about somebody defining who you are, but you hold particular value for your work, for your abilities, those kind of, for your contribution. So I'm not talking about somebody making you feel or helping to make you feel a particular way. I'm not talking about that type of somebody determining your level of self-esteem. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about your value for your works, your contribution in this life, that kind of thing in others' life, and not obtaining that Anyway, so one is stung by the other. That is their move. And the stinger in this case is a lack of appreciation, residual experiences of a lack of appreciation. It stings, it hurts, it destroys. It destroys one's self-esteem. It destroys one level of confidence. It destroys one's physical world, the wants and needs, because we need to work with others in order to accomplish. And this is another thing I missed. I got to get up off here. I know I'm just ranting, y'all. I'm just mad. I'm just trying to discover. I'm trying to find something that I don't know yet. The 8 of Pentacles plus the 3 of Pentacles is 11, reducing down to what? 2 of Pentacles value. What was the other one? 5 and 6 of Cups. 6 and 5 is 11, reducing down to 2, one's values. Here's the 2 of Cups. It's all about value. And so it's about that value, the different people hold. That's saying a lot about about civilization, about humanity. And what do we value? We value, like I said, the 26-inch hair, the 26-inch waist. Oh, men's magic sticks. We value those things. We value Atlanta housewives. We value so you think you can dance or you think you can sing. We value that. We value a lot of misleading things is what I see across the border. We value those that fit into the status quo of social stigmas or social norms. We value those things. But we do not value what should be valued. That's deep. And I know. I've searched for so long. I guess there is no true answer, because long as society, as long as humanity is valuing what they've decided to value, they're, overcome it. Yeah, overcome it. Anyway, the scorpion stings and leads to death and destruction. And the phoenix, out of that death and that destruction, rises from the ashes when you think it's no life there. That's what it's saying, overcome. Take off. And then once you take off, you do what? Boom, mount up with the wings as an eagle. And here's the eagle in that corner. So mount up like wings of an eagle. Mount up with wings as an eagle. The eagle's wingspan. I think they said one eagle wingspan is up to 18 feet. Been a long time since I did that research, but just mount up and ride the wind. Cool. Okay, let me go back to the 6 of Pentacles. I'm going to let y'all go because I'll be ranting and complaining and fussing all day long. And all night, because it's night. Okay, the next Pentacles. Remember, I'm just reading the Pentacles. I'm just trying to dive a little deeper because I need some answers, because I'm so irritated. I'm so let down. I'm so disappointed on so many different levels. Not who's there. The next Pentacle is that of the goat. Am I looking at a goat? Oh, wow. There's 3 goats there. Hey, there's 3 goats there. I never looked at that. Let's talk about that. That's some serious stuff. Can you see there are 3 goats? Don't pay my nails no attention. I got mud in them still. Wash my hands again. There are 3 goats. 3 out of 6 Pentacles have goats. Do these goats represent the Baphomet? The ruler, one of the deities, the deity associated with this realm of physicality and the fulfillment of one's desires and longings and to obtain resources and substance. This is about substance when it comes to the Baphomet. And she, I think it's a hermaphrodite, is because it talks about all the physical pleasures and needs and wants and desires that are associated with being in a physical body in this clay vessel. That he, the Baphomet, has created a realm, a world that satisfies all of that. All of that. That's deep. So we're again dealing with the 6 daily routine, the practicals. So looking at that, if these goats represent the Baphomet and or Saturn, no, not Saturn, Capricorn, the mountain goat, half man, half human. The goat part, the lascivious nature and indulgence and things like that. The satisfaction of them, the bringing into existence those things. 3 mountain goats, 3 goats. That's interesting. Oh, what I was going to say about the daily works, and the practical because 6 goes to the house is house of Virgo, and Virgo talks about the particulars associated with any particular work you may do in a day, those things that are part of your schedule, those particular things, particulars. What are the particulars? What are the 3 goats? What are the particulars about what one wants? What do I want? What do I desire? And so the 6 of Pentacles really talks about focusing or being aware of what I want, taking it into account. That's another thing that goes over, taking into account what I actually want. What am I trying to fulfill in this physical world? And then going forward day after day after day. You see there's a star in the middle, and that points back to the 5th house of Leo, one's fabulous self-expression. And it goes back into this lion here. Lack the wound, pluck it. Okay, the next and the final actual pentacle here is the anchor. And this anchor, I wonder what it means, but what I think it means is the anchor. You know what an anchor does? You drop it in the water. It helps the boat stay in place, and the boat may bob a little bit because the anchor is weighing it down, so it won't go too far from that particular area. It has a particular perimeter or outreach due to the anchor. The anchoring, staying grounded, grounding yourself. Don't run off like the wild horse. So the 6 of Pentacles lets us know not to be too mutable. We'll say mutable because Virgo is a mutable sign. Don't be too mutable. So there's some deep stuff right here. I never really looked at it. And then there's these 2 triangles that make this one triangle, and it's this 3-size triangulation. It's these 3s. So I'm gonna have to really research this 6 of Pentacles, because just looking at the images is a lot more information that is here. There are 2 triangles at least. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 triangles at least. 8, 9. I mean, that's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 triangles there. I'm going to have to look deeper into that, because there are a lot of triangles, and I can't think of anything when it comes to the triangle except for the top half of the pyramid on our dollar bills and things like that, and which talks about the top 1%, which are the wealthy, those that are capable of fulfilling all their wants and needs. Rather, again, wants, what you wants, going real deep to fulfill those urges. Now, I think of that, and anyway, back to the anchor, because I really am rambling, and it's over an hour, and I could continue to ramble more and more and more, because I really am seeking an answer. I see what the cards are saying. I respect them, and I've tried moving this. That's it. That's it. Wow, that's deep. who I am in this space and time. What am I saying? That's deep. I hear the cards. I understand. So I'm just stuck with, because of this space and time and the vessel that I've taken and how humanity is, that this is it. This is the response. This is the happening surrounding the reality that is in this physical world, in this physical realm. Just like I am who I am in the midst of all of this. That's deep, not to be able to have the world, because I don't relate per se to the world in any particular way, even though I work in the world, I contribute in the world. Oh, that's so deep. And I know that's deep. I know it's flying over some people's head what I'm rambling about right now. But that's deep. Oh, that's deep. That's some deep stuff. That's some deep stuff. And it's like, okay, can I change who I am? Maybe I just need to change who I am. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Anyway, I'm just finished talking about this anchor because I just rambled and I'm going to let it go. Oh, I see a pentagon. It was something I learned about the pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it's 6. It's a 6. And that is a... I learned something about that. I'm going to have to look again. Oh, but I guess I'll talk myself sleeping. That anchor, the anchor goes to the Marina or Marian, we call it Marina Marian, the marina life. And, it's in the water. Anchor, even though you may go through some emotion, I see 6 of Pentacles, that particular pentacle with the anchor on it. Even though in your day-to-day routine, as you move forward, commence with your schedule, whatever it consists of, even the variations from day to day, you may have experiences that lead you to some type of emotional turmoil, as suggested by the 5 of Cups in the beginning. But it is important for you to have an anchor. Anchor yourself. How do you anchor yourself in this world? Anchor yourself from what? The emotional waves, the emotional tide. Me or you are the vessel, the boat, in the water, in the emotions. Anchor yourself, and in your works, in your goals, in your ambition. Anchor your heart. And it's just saying to anchor yourself emotionally. Don't be tossed emotionally like I am here. Anchor yourself and stay focused on the particulars associated with what you really want to manifest in life. So that's just me. It's telling me that life eventually has to give over the residual effects of one's work. Eventually, life has to, under Saturn, I know, give you equal that which is equal to your work. I got it. So, pluck it out. Thank you for coming here to Can Angels Fly and hear me doing Aquarius rant for myself or those that may be in a similar situation. Bye.